in the land. It's the Spurs breakfast brunch. Yeah, the Spurs breakfast brunch. It's the Spurs breakfast brunch. You know the Spurs, oh, the Spurs breakfast brunch.
Morning all. Hope everyone's well this morning. A new day, a new dawn. It's Tuesday. Looking forward to the Palace match on Thursday, or not. If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. For whatever reason. All I know is that we've got to win that game on Thursday. Massive importance now. We are struggling as a football club, as a team, as supporters. We've got to find a way. At the end of the day, we've got to find a way to get some points and get out of this mess that we're in. Good morning to you all for being in anyway. Not really much new news coming out of the club, really. I suppose Igor's just going to get on with it and they'll turn up on Thursday. There's a couple of good comments that have come in the chat already. We'll bring them up shortly. Let's say a few hellos. We might as well, mightn't we? We might as well. Rodney's the first one in this morning. Big up to you, Rodders. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well on this fine Tuesday morning. Northwest is clear. Sunshine is out. I think it's about 10 degrees, something like that. It's going to be something like that today, but the sun's out all day today. No clouds in the sky. It's going to be beautiful. That is the Sheriff's weather report. Over and done with. What can I say? It's not makes a change, doesn't it? Beginning of March, the sun's out. Yeah, be up the allotment later. No doubt. No doubt. Big up to you, Rodders. Marianne, good morning to you. I hope you're well this morning. YouTube member. And as is Wembley is in this morning. He says, morning, Mark, and all in the chat. I feel if Igor can learn from the selection and positional issues that contributed to the loss on Sunday, that would help us towards something better on Thursday night. Absolutely agree. Wembers, I think there's a lot of, how do you put it? Look, Igor's come in, he's got to learn a lot quick. For me, I think the job's a lot bigger than what he thought it was going to be. I thought he was going to come in, organise people. Yeah, they'd get on with it. He'd sort it, and the points may come flowing in. I think he's realised now that there's a lot more going on at Spurs, and it's not just about his job. Is just about sorting the players out on the pitch. But perhaps he's learning that it's not just about that at the club. So he'll find out for himself. They're either going to put it in for him or they're not. At the end of the day. And we'll find out where we are come the end of April, won't we? So, if they don't know they're in a relegation fight now, then I don't think they ever will. But it is what it is. We'll see. Jim is in. Big up to you. Oh, there's Jim. Yeah, big up to you, Jim. Cookie in the chat. Good morning. Absolutely, Jim. Good morning to you. As you can see, Jim, in the Northwest, look out your window. It's a beautiful day. Absolutely, it's a beautiful day. We'll have some of that. Better than bloody rain and cloud and anyway, innit? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The sunshine out today. Drewler's in. Good morning to you, Drewler. Hope you're well this morning. Hope you're well. And as always, Kate's in. Good morning to Kate. Hope you're well as well, Kate. Barbaric's in as well. Barbaric. Good morning, Cookie. Says, hope you're well, young man. Yeah, I'm fine, Barbaric. Thank you. Palace is a must-win. Not sure how we get it, but the players need to step up. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how we get it either, Barbaric, from what I'm seeing, mate, at the end of the day. But, he's here to do a job. The players are here to do a job, and whatever way, shape or form that it takes, whether you believe they can do it or not, he's there to do it. And I want to ask a question as well, because it was asked on another channel last night. If he has another couple of losses, if he loses on Thursday as the manager, if the team loses on Thursday and they get beat at Liverpool, at the weekend? Is he a dead man walking? Is he gone? Is the only other option then, getting Big Harry in? I sort of think that's, I'm going down that road of that's what we need now. Someone who knows the club. I did say about him at the beginning, but I thought it might be too much for him because of his age and everything else and being out of football for so long. But I get what people are saying when, he knows the club, he knows the culture of the club, he knows how it works there. And he knows how important it is for Tottenham not to go down, I would imagine. And perhaps it just needs that sort of person to get into him that way. I don't know. I've no doubt Igor might have got stuck in a little bit, but perhaps it don't work with them. Perhaps they're just so low. I don't know. He might have gone in and give it the old arm round the shoulder, but it looks like in training he's getting stuck into him. As he said, he's seen lots of different things that he's not happy with. I've got no doubt that he won't be able to iron all those things out in 12 games. No chance, if it's that bad. But all he can do is try and, eradicate some of them and try and get some sort of performance out of these players. Because I hate to think what it's going to be like Thursday. If they turn up Thursday, and it's similar to Arsenal and to the game against Fulham, I think it could get very toxic in the ground very quick. And I don't want that to happen as far as, the situation that we're in, obviously. But if it's not going well, people are going to get on their high horse in the ground, aren't they? And we are that channel that says as much as, we're not happy with what's going on, if you're in the ground, you have to get behind them. They're our players at the end of the day. We've got what we've got. You still have to get behind them at the game, whatever I think anyway. What's the point of going to the game and just boo, 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 boo? It's not going to achieve anything. Yeah, I get that things will happen in the game and, that there'll be intermittent booing and when it's not going our way. But at the same time, if it is going our way, and we are still in the game, we've got to get behind them. Whatever you think of them, we have to do that. They're our players. It's what we've got. And I'm not trying to sit in the middle here either. I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, they're all a bloody disgrace. But if you're watching it on the TV, get behind them. Get behind them. I don't know what else to say. What's the point of sitting here saying just lambast them while they're playing? We can do that after the game. And again, if it goes well, I'll come on here and I'll praise them. It's difficult. It's a difficult situation. I think the players are complicit in this. The board are complicit in this. I don't think you can blame Igor too much. He's only just been come in and said, crack on with it. And don't get me wrong, he's made mistakes already. He's made big mistakes. Playing players out of position, unbalanced team, a kid playing 3 different positions in one game. He's got to sort it out as well. He's got to get his head round it. But how do you feel about that? If we did lose to Palace on Thursday, and we did get beat at Liverpool at the weekend, where does that leave you? Is it too late then? Because it's another 4 games gone. Is it too late to go on a rescue mission for someone else? Do you want the rescue mission? Or do you just think, sod it, let them go? They've ballsed it up, let them go. Everyone's opinion's different. Let them go down. That might be some people's thingy. For me, I don't ever want to see Tottenham go down. Whatever, I've told all of you, whatever I think of them upstairs, I don't want to see Tottenham go down. And I get people's opinions, that it might make them sit up and take notice, but it also might not as well. Let us know what you think. Razzle's in, morning cookie, says, hope all is well. Yeah, we're all good, Raz. We're all good here. Bobbing along, singing a song. Joey, I agree with you, but, you know, what can you do, mate? What can you do? You know, our stance is not set on it, but we can see, you know, what's put in front of us at the end of the day. But, you know, people say, well, the players have got to give the crowd something to get behind. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, until that happens, you still have to support them. Morning, Marcus. Are you well, mate? Don't work too hard, mate. Don't work too hard. Razzle says, I read today that Spurs are looking for... Yeah, I did see a bit of that. I think it was last night as well. I saw that, Razzle. I read that Spurs are looking for a new sporting director. How is that role going to work with the Lang position? Sack him. That's what I'd say, Razzle. Sack him. I heard something about the two names mentioned were... Is it Paul Winstanley? From let me remember where he's from. Yeah, come back to me. And the other name that I heard mentioned was Dougie Friedman, who's in Saudi at the moment. But nothing about the names that we've mentioned. So I don't know how that'll work, mate. For me, Razzle, the idiot shouldn't even be here anyway. Right? It is a lot of the reason why we're in the position that we're in today. Right? That and too many Arsenal employees working at Tottenham. Let's have a clear out, eh? Let's get back to having, you know, people that are, you know, want to do their job properly. I'm sick of hearing, yeah, there's a you know, an ex-gooner doing this, an ex-gooner doing that. You know what I mean? It just feels like we're infiltrated at the moment. Just get lost, all of you. Let's get back to being Tottenham again. Whatever that means. Just sort it out upstairs. You're a laughing stock. You're all a laughing stock up there. And you're turning everyone else into a laughing stock as well. Taking the piss out of everyone all the time. With the way that you do your business. I did read a bit about that though, Raz. Yeah, mate, I don't know how it'll work. I don't know how. For me, Lang's got to go. He's got to go. All this, they want this two of them, don't they, or whatever it is. Like it'd be Lang and a sporting director. Just get a proper director of football in who knows what he's doing. Yeah, who's got the acumen to do multiple tasks in the role of being a director of football. You know what I mean? You know, you're either good at your job or you're not. So find someone that's good at the job. Fucking director of football, sporting director, this, that, the other. What happens to the good old days of having a bloke that was good at his job, that was in a line with the manager, in alignment with the manager? Yeah, the manager told him, sorry, just a bit of adjustment going on there. The manager would tell him what he was looking for, right? And the DOF would instruct his scouts or whatever, yeah, of what the manager's looking for, and they'd go and look for it to the best of their ability. Not by just looking at spreadsheets, but by using their eyes. Spreadsheet football don't work for Spurs, does it? Absolutely it don't. Look what's come in over the last couple of years. Look where we are now. Excuse me, Mario. Good morning to you. I didn't see LOS last night. To be honest with you, mate, I didn't watch a lot. I watched a little bit of the Spurs 5, and I just had a chill last night. You know, YouTube's on my mind 24 hours a day, mate, and I had to just have a little break from it for a bit. And last night seemed like a good time because we're in between games. you know. So I just thought, well, I'll leave it last night. I did watch bits and pieces of the Spurs fight, but I'll be honest with you, Mario, I didn't watch Last Word on Spurs last night. I was Sparko by about 9:45. Absolutely knackered. But if there is, I mean, I was talking about the Forest game, and if that's true, I'll be there, Mario. I'll be there, right? And I know there'll be plenty of others that will be as well. My thing is with the Forest game is only a couple of weeks away, right? And someone did say to me, "Look, Mark, don't try not to get involved with stuff like that until the end of the season. You know, speak to someone, see if they'll do something for, you know, the last home game of the season or something, so everyone can get behind it. Plus, you know, the chances are, with a bit of luck, we'll know what's happening with us, whether we're staying up, going down, whatever. Because you know what it'll be, you'll have a protest and it'll be, oh, all you're doing is to get behind the players. You know, why are you going for them now? Yeah, I get it. I do get it. But if it is, Mario, mate, I'll be there. I'll be there, and I'm sure plenty of others will be. This is going to be, right, one of the last chances to get behind why they're in this position now. Why Enoch are in this position now, because they've got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They've created this themselves. They've put themselves in the position that they're in now. Is it your fault that they didn't get the players in? Is it your fault that they didn't get rid of the manager earlier? Is it your fault? Fans I'm talking about, yeah? Is it your fault that they didn't get any more players in when there was a major injury crisis in January transfer window? Is it your fault we're going through what we're going through now? Because of incompetency, because of neglect, because of sabotage, because of being inept. No, it ain't our fault. But we're the ones from the outside, yeah, who have to try and see through the fog. Because none of us want our football team to go down. And the problem is, what they've done is now they've got themselves into a situation, right, where they've got nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. So I know protesting ain't everyone's cup of tea. I get that, right? For me, it almost seems like it's a last resort. But if we're going to do it, yeah, let's make sure there's thousands of people there, because if people can't see what they've done to this club over the last, you know, I mean, it's over the 25 years, but especially from when Potts left. From the day he went, yeah, and I'm not advocating that he should have stayed or any of that. But the point I'm trying to get across is, before that, yeah, but from the day, yeah, that he left or he was sacked, this club has gone that way. The scouting's crap, the management are crap. There's no structure, there's no nothing, and people expect, you know, a professional football club, you know, with the way it's being run, for players to just turn up out on the pitch that you've bought that are not worth, you know, half of what some of these players back in the day. Like I've said before, you know, different era, right? But when they went down before, you had players like Steve Perriman and Glenn Hoddle in their team that couldn't even keep us up. And others, by the way, obviously. But, you know, if fans are happy to sit there, yeah, and watch footballers that, for me, shouldn't even really be here, a lot of them, because they're not good enough. So mismatch of players for loads of different managers. And they expect one geezer just to come in and go, right, sort that lot out, boom, away you go. Get us our 9 or 12 points, whatever it is, Igor. You crack on, mate. And perhaps that's the way it should be sometimes. I don't know. He's the manager at the end of the day. But from what we've seen so far, it don't look too good, does it? And don't get me wrong, he could come out Thursday night, the players turn up. I'm not seeing that. And I want a performance from them to get behind. So when I do see something, I think, do you know what? You know, we've got half a squeak here. Why can't we get out of this? But everything I'm seeing tells me, yeah, we're only going one way. You know, you're right, Joey. I hope you're right, mate. Honestly. It's no problem, Marcus. No problem at all, mate. There'll be plenty of shows that you can jump on, mate. Plenty of shows. Lacroix will be a big miss for Palace after his red card on Sunday. That's something we must exploit. Yeah, we've got to take everything that we can in our favour. Every single thing. I've seen the thing going on about referees. You know, look, we're not on the pitch. Whether you think it's right, whether you think it's wrong, whether we should have got this decision, whether we should have got that decision. It is what it is. The refs give the decision, and we can shout and scream at the telly. You can be at the ground, you can shout and scream. Yeah, but if they give it, they give it against you. Do you know what I mean? If they give fouls when you don't think it's fouls, the Mawani one, the Dragasin one, the Ekatike one, there's loads of different examples. You know, and I get raged as well. There was a tackle the other week. He's given a yellow card to Paulinia, right? He never touched the geezer. He's got the ball clean as a bell. You know, I hear people going on saying, well, you know, the refs against Tottenham. The stats say they are. Well, if that's the case, then someone needs to look into it, don't they? But, you know, I just think when your luck's out, your luck's out. You know what it's like when things ain't going for you, for whatever reason, whether it be if you're not good enough or you're just having an unlucky day, if you like. When you're having an unlucky day, everything goes wrong. It's happened to all of us before. Surely, I know it's happened to me. And I'm not just talking about football, in everyday life. Everything you touch breaks. Everything you pick up, you drop. Perhaps not all of you, by the way. Perhaps it's just me. My hand is numb, by the way. I've been numb for about 6 weeks. This hand, can't feel a thing on it. Nothing. Nothing at all. Might be a doctor trip, that. I thought it would have gone by now, but it hasn't. So David's saying, how dumb is that? Having a protest at the game that could seal Spurs' fate to the drop is pure madness. We need all our energy to get behind the team. Now, you know, David, I was at my wit's end. And I've got to admit, a couple of weeks ago, listen, David, as you know, this is us. Right? So I'll be honest with you, right? Because if I say something and then something comes out later on, I'll rectify the situation. So a couple of weeks ago, I was so mad with how this football team's playing, right? That I said, I think they should sort of protest out. Yeah. I mentioned the Forest game. Now, don't get me wrong, David. I'm nothing to do with any of the people that sort the protests out. Yeah. But I felt the time was getting there. Yeah. That something had to be done, not against players, not against the manager, but against Enoch. Okay. Now, looking at it, because someone said to me, Mark, think about what you're saying. Yeah. I know you're cheesed off, but they've got a relegation battle to fight. Right. So I said, yeah. So, well, obviously, if you're going to do a protest, go at the last game of the season. We'll probably know which way our fate's been sealed by then, staying up, going down, whatever it is, and then, you know, maybe more people will turn up to it at the last game of the season. So, you know, I haven't spoken to anyone to do with it yet. And it's the first I've heard of it that Mario's put up and said, you know, that Billy's thinking about the Forest game. If that's the case, that's the case, mate. I'm not in charge of it. But, you know, maybe the end of the season is the right way to go about it, because everyone knows where they stand then at the end of the day, as far as we're concerned, with if we're in the Premier League or not. I personally, and again, I could be wrong, David. You know, it's whatever it is, 2.5 months to the end of the season now. Yeah, what's it? Beginning of May, something like that. End of April, beginning of May, whatever it is, right? So it gives you, if you win at the end of the season, the last home game, it sort of gives you 8 to 10 weeks now to sort it. Yeah, get the word out there. And then if no one turns up, mate, you give it up as a bad job, don't you? Because obviously no one's interested, or not enough people are interested. For me, you know, I know that, like Stell says, and all the lads that have been going since day one, that, by the way, were laughed at. Yeah, people used to laugh at them. I was at the protest when there was when there was about a couple of thousand people there, right? And then I was at the last one when there was about 150 people turned up, right? Now the atmosphere for the one when there was a couple of thousand, 2,500 people there, whatever it was electric. It was electric. So if you could get that and a bit more, yeah, I'd say, yeah, go for it. Go for it. I tend to agree with what David says, because I forgot. I was so mad, David. So give me that little bit of grace. I was so mad that was, I just wanted, you know, let's sort it out. Let's get down there and let's get on their back, you know. But yeah, I do agree with you, David, to be fair. And that's just from my point of view. I would leave it till the last game of the season. But if it is the Forest game, David, regardless or not, I will be there, and I will be there. You know, and not to cause disruption, but just to show my dismay at Enoch, mate. But at the same time, I still will get behind the team. For me now, it's gone past. You know, they're the ones that are responsible for getting us out of the mess that we're in now. Yeah, but it's not necessarily them, if you know what I mean, that put us in this position in the first place. Yeah, the players did, you know, throughout the season. I get that part of it. But if they'd have done their job properly, yeah, we wouldn't be where we are now. And that's just how I look at it. But, you know, David, it is what it is, mate. I'm not in control of this stuff. And we'll find out, mate. We'll find out what's going to happen. Razzle said, Joey, why would you not sack him now and bring someone in the summer? Literally going to waste another summer with switching these positions around again. Yeah. Joe, you know, it's like, I have to talk about this stuff. Do you know what I mean? I have to talk about as a YouTuber, a Spurs YouTuber, right? I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in, you know, if I was Igor, what would I do? If I was a player, if I was in that team at the moment, I'm trying to put myself in that position, yeah, of almost, why are you not doing better? Does that make sense, Joey? Do you know what I mean? I'm just so frustrated with it, and I'm so like, don't want Tottenham to go down because I think it'll really hurt us badly. Yeah, that I'm just trying to find ways that they can go and get a few points, mate. Mate, I agree with you, what you're saying there, from what I'm watching as well. Yeah, like you've put, okay, people need to realise the players will not be stepping up. The likes of VDV will not be playing a high line. He has point blank refused. Other players are of similar mind. Well, Joe, who's the manager then? Who's in charge? Whether it's right or wrong that he should be playing a high line, yeah? Who's the manager? Should he get a choice in that? You know, I'm reading that there like that now, and that's like you're saying, Igor's saying to him, well, the chance we're going to be playing an high line, mate, and he's gone, well, I ain't. Who's in charge, Joe? All that tells me that he's not in charge then. Which just leaves us back to where we was under Frank. That the players are making the decisions. If that's correct, what you're saying, Joe, I have no reason to believe it's not. There you go. It's 6 degrees in Sheffield, cloudy with the sun trying to get out. It is total blue sky here, Kate, in Oldham. Morning to you, Lee. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. And morning to Mr. Payne, in as usual. May the force be with you, Lee. Come on, you Spurs. As always. Jimmy says, Tudor's team selection against Palace is fundamental for me. If he's not learning about balance and playing players with fire in their belly from the off, I'm done with him already. Yep, agreed, Jim. You know, you've got to start playing players in their correct positions, you know, or at least on the right side of the pitch, or if you play down the middle, play down the middle. I agree with you, Jim. I agree with you. I didn't understand what he was doing, but then I was sitting there, Jim, and I've got to say, I was sitting there the other night, and don't get me wrong, these blokes do this for a living. Do you know what I mean? I was sitting there the other night, and I'm after the game, Jim, right? After we'd done our show afterwards, and I was sitting in the front room, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at him, and it just didn't make sense what he did, Jim, at all. Like about what you're saying. Why do managers persist? And I understand if you haven't got that left footer in your team, for argument's sake. So like out on the left, you know, I'm sure if Spence would have fit, he'd have played Spence. You know, on the left, no left foot. Right? I think you saw once Sousa came on, it balanced it up a little bit. Straight away, he could get down the outside if the opportunity arose. Yeah, it's not like you're telling the defender, I'm coming inside because I haven't got a left foot. You've got the option to do both. You know what I mean? You can cut in on your left, give it, outside, in. So I get that point of view, Jim. Yeah, I was quite. I couldn't work out what he was doing. Gallagher out on the right. I didn't get that. For me, straight away, you know, you put Gallagher in the middle with Paulinho. Yeah, Gallagher as the 8 when we've got the ball. Yeah, and as, if you want to call it, the double pivot when we haven't got the ball. That's what he does. That's what he's good at. Breaking play up further up the pitch. It's just madness. I don't get it. I don't get it. I almost Well, listen, and he went 4-4-2 as well, which I didn't get. No one plays 4-4-2 anymore. I almost get it to the point of he didn't know what to do because he's watching them in training all week. Right. So if we're sitting here thinking he's making strange decisions, is that because he just ain't got a clue? Or has he walked into such a mess, yeah, that he didn't realise it was as bad as it was? And again, yeah, you do your due diligence in a job, but you don't really know what's going on until you walk in the door, because the people that are hiring you, yeah, don't necessarily tell you everything. And as we know, the people, yeah, that are up there ain't got a clue about football. So whoever's coming in, they ain't going to be able to tell them anything anyway. And people like Lang and Vinay are only going to tell them what they need to know. 12 games, Igor, yeah, there's the players. Get us 9 to 12 points. There you go, mate. Crack on. I'm sure it wasn't as thingy as that. I'm just in layman's terms. Let me adjust this because this is doing my Sweden. I've got to tell you. Let me just do this here like this for a little bit more. Try and get me pictures in, you see, but it's only a little screen here. There you go. Yeah, so look, it is what it is. I think we've just got to get our nut down. We've got to get our nut down as fans and just get behind them. Whether you think they're right, what they're doing, whether you think what Eagles doing is right, whether it's wrong. I've read this as well, Drew. Big up to you, Jim, by the way. But balance means a lot, Jim. Whether it gives you a different result or not is a different matter. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, balance is a lot, Jim. And obviously the fire in the belly, we ain't seen that either. Julian, reports are coming out. If he doesn't win against Crystal Palace, he'll be gone. Don't know how true that is, but is that the right road to go down? Drew Luck, I don't know. Listen, if it was me, I think you get to a point, yeah, and again, it's managers come in, yeah, the players respond to them, yeah. For me, if he's coming to do a job, yeah, and we've only got a specific amount of time, and as every game goes past, the time's getting shorter and shorter, right? The time has to come, yeah, that they have to make a change. Or do you just leave him? Yeah, we carry on. Yeah, might win a couple of games, but it's not enough to keep us up, or a couple of draws. Remember, everyone, we're 2 in 19. We're 2 in 19. We can't win at home. Can't win away at the moment either, to be fair. But I don't know, Drew, like if it was me, I'd give him till the weekend. Yeah, if he don't get any points for me, I think he's got to go. And there's only one option to come in. But that's just me. A lot of people would say, do you know what? He's here. Let him do that. Let him do his thing. Whatever transpires, transpires. For me, the risk is too big of going down. It's too big. I just think the time. I think they've gone down the route maybe of maybe going down a strongman route tactics to try and, you know. And I'm not saying he's gone in, you know, mega over the top, but you know, Frank was a very laid back man, right? Tudor might have gone in and give him a little bit. You know, he's given him a little bit on the training ground. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what you lot think, to be honest with you. Does he go? You know, a lot of you would probably say, well, he shouldn't be here anyway. But how long do you give him? How long's a bit of string? But I think if the results are that bad, yeah, and Harry Redknapp's out there and he's willing to come in and do it with another, yeah, someone else from the club to try and do something. If you get someone like Harry in and it don't succeed, and you don't see anything different on the pitch, yeah, and you don't see the motivational levels step up, then it is what it is, isn't it? It'll be what it'll be. But I think you have to try every card that you've got available. Would it tell me everything if they said, right, Igor, you're here till the end of the season, win, lose, draw, whatever the outcome? Would it surprise me? With Enoch, no. No, it wouldn't surprise me because I don't think they give a monkeys about the football. Will it shake them into doing something? Maybe. But I think they've left us in such a dire situation now. Because what does my head in is that, yeah, all right, they might not give a monkeys about the football, but it's still money that they're losing at the end of the day. They're all about the money. If we go down, they're going to lose fortunes. And we as a club, that puts us back how many years? How many years? I mean, we're back far enough now, being in the lower reaches of the Premier League, struggling to get the right players, struggling to get managers in, struggling to find people that actually know how to run a football club. Like I've said before, I don't give a toss if Enoch make money, but put the right people in place so you give yourself a chance to be successful on the football pitch. And we're not doing that. Sorry if I go through your comments again. It wouldn't, mate. It wouldn't, Joe. It wouldn't. Right, but what I'm saying is, Joey, as a fan, let's forget about the YouTube thing and all that. Just as a fan, you lot as fans, me as a fan, everyone else as a Tottenham fan. Right? No, it wouldn't have done, Joe, because the fans that went to that game, as far as I know, and from the reports I've heard, and I'm sure you were there, Joe, right? Apparently the atmosphere was great up until it went 2-1 down. Right? That's all I'm saying, Joe. I'm saying, like, apparently the fans were really, really good. Yeah? Up until they probably realised, well, Arsenal have gone 2-1 up now. It's game over. Where are we getting another goal from? And, you know, you saw people. Then it went 3-1 really quick. What, Joey, I'd be interested to know, and I'm not being funny or nothing, how do you look at it? You know, because so you said to me, so Cook, how did the fans being behind the team for the Woolwich game improve things? Right? Would it have been 8-1 if we'd have booed? I don't know, mate. I can't answer that question. I don't know. Maybe. And don't get me wrong, Joe. Everyone's entitled to boo. Everyone's entitled to cheer. I get all that. I'm just getting to the point of what else have we got as fans? They're not giving us anything. The manager's come in from Italy. He hasn't got a clue about the Premier League. I don't know what we do, Joe. It's a whole shit show. The whole thing's a shit show. But at the end of the day, excuse me, at the end of the day, Joe, I just don't want to go down. That's all. I just don't want to go down, mate. A lot of people say, oh, it'd be great, it'd be a reset for the club. Will it? And again, we can't all see into the future. None of us know what's going to happen. is, Joe, what I was going to say to you with that comment, right? You said, how did the fans being behind the team for the Woolwich game improve things? Well, for whatever it was, Joe, for however dire we was, right, for 60 minutes, as far as the score was concerned, we were still in the game, weren't we? I know we weren't in the overall scheme of things, Joe, but I think it's probably, thank you, it's probably worked out that as soon as we've gone 2-1 down, yeah, the chances of us scoring again, the Moani one was disallowed. And as we was talking about earlier, when it ain't going for you, mate, it ain't going for you. But Joe, in answer to your thing, I don't know, mate. If you'd have stood there, what's the point of going if you're just going to boo for 90 minutes? It's a difficult one, Joe, isn't it? Because, we don't want to be in this position. We don't want to be sitting here talking about looking over our shoulder. How did West Ham get on? I think it's been made quite clear over the past, excuse me for this, over the past 2.5 years, nearly 3 years now, that these players are not good enough. The league position tells you that. And for whatever reason, they're not good enough. I don't know. Perhaps they are just not good enough. They don't gel together. It's a mismatch. You've got, we've got no wingers at the club at the moment. They're either injured or we ain't got any. We've got no creativity in the middle of the park. And apparently now we've got defenders saying, I ain't playing the eye line. Even if they're told to. So if these players are taking it upon themselves, if they already checked out at the end of the season, they're gone, are they? Because why you got that shirt on, lads? You know what I mean? I think he's the only saviour, Joe. I think he's the only one who gets it, mate. Who's got the, that experience. I'm just looking for, Joey, mate. I'm looking for stuff that probably ain't there. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to find this miracle cure that stops us going down. It's not, Coover, it's not even hope. It's just, I can't believe we're so bad. I can't believe it's got to the point that we are so bad. Coover, I hope you're well, mate, by the way. I just look at it. I know a lot of fans, Coover. Yeah, and I get it. I get it about Enoch going. I don't know what we've got to do to get him out, mate. I don't know what we've got. I don't know if relegation's the answer, Coover. You've probably got. I think you're a bit more clued up on stuff than I am, mate. Perhaps it's just a fan thing from me, I suppose, Coov. It's the only way I can, I hate Enoch, Coover. You know that. But at the same time, do I put Tottenham going down? Maybe if you said to me, right, Spurs are going down, but Enoch are going. If it guaranteed it, right, and then at the same time we was coming back up after that season, then maybe I would sort of move the goalposts a little bit if that was a definite. But I don't think it is, Coover. I don't think it is. The only thing I would say is that because they bought the club so cheaply, yeah, 25 years ago, I mean, if you call 22 million cheap, but in the grand scheme of things now, that even if they did sell it, yeah, they're still going to make a fortune. You know, it's still going to be worth a lot of money, in the billions still. But they just won't get what they want for it now. So you can look at it that way. Does it force them out? Does it do people then, you know, within Tavistock or whoever it is, the people that own it get to the stage where they think, you know what, perhaps we're best out of this? Again, I don't know, mate. I don't know how they think. I don't know how they think. Listen, let's say a few hellos because I've been ranting on again as usual. And big up to you, Coover. Big up to Swifty. Big up to Billy Andrews. Thanks for being in, Billy. You're all, listen, I know I don't bring all I think I can sit here and bring every comment up, right? And we do shows where we do that. Yeah. But when it's busy in the chat, I think I'm here to talk football. And I think you're here to listen to what I've got to say. And I'm here to listen to what you're putting down in your comments. And when we do the fan shows during the week, you know, you've got your chance to come on and have your say. We can't really do any more of that. We can only talk about it. Therapy for me, trust me. Big therapy for me, this is sitting here talking to you lot. Kate's coming with the usual. Big up to you, Kate. Lang, get out of this club, you wet lettuce. Yeah, and take Vinay with you. Joe says, on my loyalty, I detest blind loyalty. Show loyalty to players that couldn't give a shit about the club we love. Not for me. Listen, Joe, yeah. Joe, I get it. Everyone's different, mate. Everyone's different. You know? Listen, do I think most of these players are worth wearing the Tottenham shirt, Joey? No, I don't. We've fallen a long way, mate. A long way, as you well know. You know, people in the chat, this ain't just about me and Joey having a conversation, by the way, right? But you know, everyone's different. Everyone's different, and you know, everyone sees things differently. I want Enoch out as much as the next person. Everyone in the chat, you know, I do. Yeah, but to the detriment of going down. You know, again, if it guaranteed, if you said to me, yeah, Enoch will be gone, yeah. But then it can go the other way. Enoch can stay, not invest, and we end up in League One. And you'll be people in chat going, no, Cookie, that can't happen. Oh, trust me, it can. Trust me, it can. Big up to Nige. Let's have a few hellos to people. Sporting Journey's in. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. Good morning to you. Angie's in. You can't be serious about folding the club. Mate, we're a shit show. Have you seen us? Don't keep clinging on to the Europa League. All right? Football, yeah, over a season is played in the Premier League. Cups are great to win. Yeah, he done a fantastic job winning us the Europa League. Yeah, again, we finished 17th. We've got a few additions. We're 16th. We've got the worst form since the beginning of January, not just by a little bit, I hasten to add. Seat of the fourth, big up to you, says people won't protest, especially not in a relegation 6-pointer. Joey says change for Tottenham, lost all credibility with the play and walkout. It didn't happen. They need to do it differently. And I think it's, Joey, for me, it's not about change for Tottenham anymore. It's about Enoch out. That needs to be the message, not change for Tottenham anymore. As far as I'm concerned, Joey, get the message out there to the people, yeah, that this is about ENIC out. We all want change for Tottenham, but make the message clear. That's where I am with it. Joey and I agree. The plan walkout, you know, it was never going to happen, mate, with the game in the balance like that. People weren't just not going to walk out. Kate says she hopes this week's eating up. I don't want this club to go down. It would be detrimental for this club. That's where I am with it, Kate. You know, everyone's this, and this is what I love about it. We can have a conversation about it without having a row, yeah. Because as you know, it's the Realism channel. Everyone can want the same thing, but have a different way of getting there. Big up to you anyway. C to the fourth. Kev's in. Morning to you, Kev. Good morning, Cookmaster. I'm fuming with the Premier League posting a tweet about Vicario kicking the ball out. They should be impartial. I honestly feel like there's an agenda against us. And I've seen a few people, not just on this point, Kev, not just on this point, but up to do with refereeing decisions and other bits and pieces, yeah, saying that people have got an agenda against Tottenham. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Listen, Kev, decisions have gone against us. Crap like this. It's just something else that gets stuck into the melting pot. And I agree with you, Kev. They should be impartial, you know, but it's when it suits, isn't it, mate? It's when it suits. And when we're in the firing line, obviously we see it all, Kev. Do you know what I mean? We see it all and we think, Jesus. And this is what I say to you, when it's going wrong, everything gets highlighted and loads of stuff goes wrong, you know? Just in life, but in football and with Tottenham as well. Abusing our players and bored and wanting the team to be relegated and now want to fold the club. Listen. Did I say I wanted to fold the club? Did I say that? I don't remember saying that. I don't never want Tottenham to be folded. All I want the people to do that run the club is run it properly. It's a football club. They're not running it like a football club, are they? When you own a football club, you try and do the best of your ability, yeah, to put players on a pitch that will go and win football games on a regular basis. Let's not use this toxic word in here, Ange, all right? It ain't toxic. Everyone can have their opinion. If players, look, if fans pay, yeah, 60, 70, 80, 90 quid, and they want to go in that stadium and boo for 90 minutes, it's their right to do so. People can call them toxic, you can call them negative, you can call them whatever you want, right? Everyone has an opinion. Some people just want to be clappers, right? I'll say it. Some people just want to go on and be clappers. That's fine. Yeah, if you want to be an happy clapper and just go along with what the club are doing, agree with everything they're doing, agree with the situation that we're in now, yeah, bob along, singing a song, crack on. It's people's choice to do it. The same as it's people's choice, like mine and like others and whatever you think, to have that opinion. It's your choice to have that opinion. Some of us want better for the football club. Some of us are happy just to, like I say, plod along singing a song. Billy says they didn't do enough in the summer. They didn't do anything in January. It's total negligence. Agreed, Billy. Agreed, mate. I think Dr. Tottenham has been promoted to a consultant. I'm so nervous. And why don't they want to come, Ange? Why don't they want to come? Because of where we are now. Who wants to come? What top player wants to come to a team in a relegation battle or down the bottom of the league with a chance of being relegated? No one wants to come. And players see it. And this is what we're talking about. We see it. Nearly 3 years of this now, of this downturn in form. How long does it have to go on for? And that says it all. There you go. So it is what it is. Change it. Change it then. If they'd have done the job properly in the first place, yeah, we wouldn't be here now. What sort of comment's that? But it's the reality that we're in. What reality? The reality that they ain't done their job properly. How is that reality? That's negligence. Reality, yeah, is this show. Because we say it how it is. That's reality. You're not living in a world of reality if you're happy with what you're seeing. Joey says, second best home atmosphere in the stadium via Arsenal 2 weeks ago. How did that energy boost the players? The players couldn't care less. Stop living in a fantasy land. Fair play, Joe. Fair play. I get you. I will just always get behind the team, Joe. I don't buy the players at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And whether they are shit or not, Joe, whether they are a mismatch of, you know, whatever they are, I still want them to win. I still want them to get points. And don't think I don't know like all you lot. Yeah, we're rubbish at the moment and have been for a while. And I'm glad you said, Joey, I'm glad you said it was the second best home atmosphere in the new stadium. Listen, right, if it's the second best atmosphere that we've had, and I would imagine maybe the first one was the 3-0 in the Conte game, was it? Against them? Maybe, I don't know. But if we're getting behind them and they're not doing it, Joey, then again, I don't know what to suggest. I don't know what to suggest. Because if the atmosphere was that good, like you're saying, and I believe it was, yeah, and they're still not getting their finger out of their arses, what hope have we got? If you can't get up, yeah, listen, I know Arsenal, yeah, and I know people don't want to hear it. They're top of the league at the end of the day, right? They didn't get out of second gear in that game. Let's be honest, right? They didn't get out of second gear. They could have scored a few more goals. Yeah, we had one disallowed. Yeah, which could have made it 2-2, which could have, in theory, made it a different result. I don't think it would have been, but in theory, it could have been a different result. But if the fans are giving it everything, what else can you do? And Joey, I agree a lot of the players don't care less, mate, couldn't care less. I know, mate, I know. I can see it. I've played football. Something is categorically wrong in that changing room and in this football club. And I know we haven't got the players as well, Kev. I know we've got a lot of injuries. I know. I get that. But the players that are left that are coming in, need to do better. They're not showing anything, Kev. Even the first team players that are still in the team, that are not injured, they're not showing it either. This ain't the Tottenham that I know. Even when we were shit, we had fight, Kev. They'd give it everything. In the 90s, they'd give it everything. Morning to you, Rob. End of the season, best way to attract more numbers. Yep. Barbaric saying, doesn't matter if you get players back or not, nothing is changing. Club is rotten to the core. Good morning to you, Daniel. Yeah, I'll do that, Joey. I answer half a question. Is that me you're talking to, Joe, by the way? I do answer half a question there and again, and then I go on a tangent and forget about what I was talking about. Sorry. Sorry, Joe. This is a good comment. Just stop oil were more volatile than Spurs fans. All mouth, no action. Got the club they deserve. David says, if thousands of the more vocal Spurs fan base is at the protest, their state of mind after the protest will still be in it and not 100% behind the team. So if the vocal fans not in the mindset. I get what you're saying, David. I get what you're saying. Perhaps that's what it's going to take, Daniel, as much as I don't want it, because I think factory reset is going down and starting again. You know, I almost feel like I'm in a catch-22 and I'm trying to talk myself out of, what's best. Because as much as I don't want them to go down, I want them out. But I'm not convinced going down gets them out. Listen, Joey does speak a lot of sense, mate. Paul, he does speak a lot of sense. I wish Joey had come on one day, to be fair. I wish he'd come on one day on one of the shows because he does speak a lot of sense. And the thing is that I like about Joey as well, he says it how it is. There ain't no fluff with it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's how we should be. I think that's how life should be. Apparently VDV. But I've got to admit, I haven't seen anything about that. But, Joe, explain yourself. That you put the comment in, mate. I can't speak for other people, Kev. It was a comment that was put in earlier on. So perhaps someone will clear that up with you, whoever it was. I think it was Joe that put it in. Yeah, there you go. Harsh truths. And it is harsh truths. Listen, by the way, you lot in here, right? I agree with nearly everything that most of you are saying. Right? That it does need a reset. I just don't want us to go down to get that reset. Can we get that reset? Yeah, if we still stay up. I don't know. Do we get the reset if we go down? I don't know. What does it take for ENIC to go? Start losing money. If the football starts losing money because we're in the championship, do they then put more concerts on? Because remember, if you go down to the championship, you're playing another 8 league games or 46 games instead of 38. So, with the cup games, you'll be in the championship. So you'll go in the second round of the Carling Cup, whatever it is. You know, you don't get let off to the 4th round because you're in the Champions League or whatever, or, you know. There's going to be more games. If we go down, there's going to be a massive fire sale. You'll end up with a load of youngsters and loanees that are coming back, plus a few, plus a couple. Very physical league, the Championship. The Spurs play physically? No, not really. Of the hierarchy, got the nous to deal with it, that they get the right players to get us straight back up again? Probably not. Not as it stands. Not as it stands. This is a good point as well. I know we're talking about adults now in a changing room, but Sporting Journey's made a really good point. This is the problem with interim managers. It's like school substitute teachers. It was a free-for-all and we never listened. That it's true, isn't it? That is true. When your regular teacher weren't in, your history teacher was off or whatever, and they stuck Joe Bloggs in there, all you'd do is piss about for an hour. You wouldn't do nothing. You'd push the boundaries, wouldn't you, to see what you could get away with. Interesting, no? 11 degrees where Rob is. Another good comment from Corey. Could you imagine any of these players stepping out of line with Sir Alex? They would be dropped to the under-21s and sold quicker than you could say air dryer. 8 degrees where Daniel is. Big up to you. Big up to Logan. Nice and sunny down here in Lincoln. Morning, Cookie and chat. Big up, everyone. I'll tell you what, Logan. Is it Lincoln in League One? If they come up and Spurs go down, you'll be all right, won't you, mate? You'll be all right. You ain't got to go far for Lincoln at home. Lincoln at Lincoln. Right. There you go, Kev. There you go. And please, you too, yeah. I don't want you, please don't get in an argument over it because one person said something. Yeah, talk about it by all means. Yeah, but let's not have a row because someone don't agree with or people think they're making things up, you know, whatever. Just talk about it. We ain't that channel for you lot to get embroiled in arguments. And I don't want what we're talking about to you know, just be nice, everyone. I'm not saying you're not, but you know. Mario says it doesn't matter when and where the process has to happen. Forest or the end of the season just needs to happen. Think we've gone beyond finding the right time. If it's Forest, so be it. I'll be there. Dingo, yes, get used to it. We're going down, unfortunately. Let's hope not, mate. Roy's in. Big up, Roy. Big up, Roy. Joey says, accept relegation now, and it's a bonus if we survive. Because where do any of you see the next win? What have you seen to suggest we can win? I can answer that, Joey, personally, and then the chat can answer you. Yeah? Nothing. That's my answer. Nothing. I haven't seen anything in the past few months. If we just want to go back that far, under Choo Choo and under this fella, I haven't seen anything. I'm almost of the opinion that they don't. I can't believe I'm saying this, right? I'm almost of the opinion. I'm so downtrodden with it, if that's the right word to use. When I watch them, yeah, I was watching the Fulham game the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, do you really, number one, understand the situation, and number two, want to stay up? Paul's being optimistic. He says, I think we beat Palace on Thursday, but that's because I'm an optimist, Pratt. Listen, Paul, I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. 1-0 off of someone's arse. I don't care, mate. I don't care. Vic gets his flipper feet into operation, launches a long one. Straight over the Palace's keeper head, 1-0. That will do. He'll be an hero. He'll be an hero. Just give me the 3 points, mate. Give me the 3 points. And this is something else that I agree to, and Joey may know more than me. Yeah. Right. I agree with this about player power. I do agree with this. Right. It's been gradually getting more player power has been coming into football. Yeah. Probably because our of life is now. Yeah. In general. Perhaps we just need a really strong manager. Perhaps we just need a really strong manager, because players being in control, it's madness. Giving suggestions, yeah. You'll always go to your manager and say, boss, what do you think about this? That's part of you doing your job. I get that part of it, but players being in control, you saw what happened under Frank. You saw what happened because he wasn't strong enough. He wasn't that type of manager. Doesn't being strong command respect as well, do you not think? You know, there's being strong and being over the top, being abusive. I get that part of it. But being strong, surely, if you were strong to your group of players over a little bit of time, and you was trying to, I don't know, install your core values, if you like, into players, and they just weren't taking any notice, what's the point of the manager then? What's the point of his assistants? And again, whether they're right or wrong, surely you have to listen. Yeah, Tim Sherwood said he didn't like it. Kate, yeah, I know. Daniela's in, morning to you. She said, I know Harry's the fans' favourite. I'm not sure he can do anything with the players. Maybe you Spurs fans have accepted you have a tad more left field and you can't rule anyone out. That includes the Dyche. Daniela, I just want someone to come in and save the football club from going down. I don't know how we do that. You know what I mean? It's 10 games to go now. 10 games to go. There's 30 points to play for. We need probably 9. 3/4 wins. People say 4 wins, it puts you on 41. You know, for me, 40 points is always, you've got to get to 40 points. You can take into account, you know, as you look at the league table now, you know, we're on 29. What are the Spammers on? 25. Forest are on 27, is it? I ain't got the league table to hand. Again, my way of looking at it is now, and as unlikely as it is, we lose to Liverpool. We lose to Palace. West Ham win their midweek game, whoever they're playing. You can't say they can't win, whoever it is they're playing. But if they nick a win, and we lose, we're a point. It's a point. And unfortunately, that is the realism of it. And I've got to tell you, it bothers the shit out of me. Worries me sick. And it's football at the end of the day. It's bloody football. Rudolph says, big up to you, Real. I haven't said anything yet. Listen, hit that like button. I think we've had a right good chat this morning, to be fair. I'm going to carry on. Yeah, as long as you want to carry on. Yeah. I've already arranged the missus getting a lift up the allotment so I can join her when I've finished. So I'm in no, do you know what I mean? Little notes, come on, we've got to go. Her son's here to take her. She can go and do her thing. I can sit here for as long as I need to talk to you lot. Because I need to, you know, this is therapeutic for me. You lot don't realise. You really don't. Hang on, let's go back to Rudolph. Rudolph says, Sam players are not good enough does not help us in a relegation battle. We must focus on actions to get results. Why do we concede? We give the ball away and don't block. We don't shoot on target. Yeah, I get you. I get you, Rudolph. I understand that. Right? But these players train every day, Rudolph. They play football every day. And I agree with you. And I'm sure the manager is trying to work on all that sort of stuff. But the stuff that you're talking about there, Rudolph, is basic. It's just basic. We concede because we're not defending properly as a unit. We give the ball away because we can't pass the bloody thing. Because there's no cohesion in the team. You can go and say, but we've got 12 out marks. So bloody what, Rudolph? So what? Football's a squad game. Yeah, all right. 12 injuries is a lot. And I don't dispute it's not a lot, right? But if you're a serious football club, yeah, you have a serious squad. Or at least be looking to build a serious squad. There's no excuse for having 12 injuries, right? And they sell a winger and bring a midfielder in. Listen, I've got no problem with Conor Gallagher. A lot of people have. I haven't. I just think he's not being played in his position and he hasn't got the quality around him that he's used to having. But that's just me. It's just my opinion. I don't think when you've been a decent player that you become shit overnight, unless maybe, and that's the wrong terminology, shit overnight. You don't digress unless you're getting older. Like with Sonny, when he lost a bit of pace, he's gone to the MLS. He's playing against players that are not of the level that he was playing against in the Premier League, and he shines again. Daniela says she thinks some of the Spurs players have checked out. And don't say it doesn't happen. It does. Every fan base can name players that have checked out. Listen, I see where he's coming from, F-Sank. Morning to you, by the way. I see where he's coming from. You know what I mean? Still. Listen, I don't. You've heard what Stell's got to say. I don't want to. I don't like speaking because if I say something that's slightly different, yeah, and I haven't said exactly what they've said, then you know, I don't want to get moaned at from that for anyone. These people are all my friends at the end of the day. You know, I've spoke to all these fellas that are on YouTube. So, you know, and we speak regularly. Stell's of the opinion at the end of the day that ENIC could change if we go down. And that's his opinion. He thinks that might be the way to get the reset. And again, that's his opinion. It may well be that that would be the case. F. Sank. I just don't want to go down. If we do, yeah, and I get my head round it, and we do go down, and ENIC get lost at some stage, yeah, and someone comes in and buys the club, I'll quite happily go on here and go, Stell, well done, mate. Because we don't have to agree with everyone again to get to the same point. We're, you know, all of us still, you know the people, you know, we all want to get to the same end game. But we all have different opinions of how we get there, which is, I think that's great, because it creates talking points at the end of the day. Lewis has said, big up to you, Lewis. The players have proved they're not good enough. We've known this for 3 seasons, but the fans are all over the place. Get behind the team now, because this is part of the season. They need our support. Finn's in, big up to you, Finn. If the players had put in as much effort as the away fans did at Craven Cottage, we would have won that game at a canter. And my God, you could hear them, couldn't you, Finn? And that's what I mean. They're supporting them. They're supporting them. Coover says, I don't believe relegation will see ENIC selling up, but it will force them into building the foundations of a proper football club, since they'll no longer be able to throw bandages on broken legs. Yeah, I'll get that to a point. But then, Coover, and I'm not questioning you, by the way, what happens if we go down, Coov, right? And there's a massive fire sale. Yeah. And anyone that's worth anything apart from youngsters, yeah, will be gone. More than likely. You'll get the odd ones that will stay, that are happy to play in the Championship. Anyone that's got any ambition, they're going to be gone, aren't they? Right? So you'll end up with a load of youngsters that we've all said are not good enough at the moment, albeit they'll be playing in the Championship rather than the Premier League. Yeah? We'll end up with a load of youngsters. We'll end up with a load of loan players that will come back, which is fine. Yeah? You know? And we'll end up with a couple of bods that they'll bolster the team with for a bit of physicality, because we know that we're going to need that. And then what? That's what bothers me. What happens if ENIC sit on it? What happens if they sell everyone that's worth anything? You know what I mean by that, Coover. I don't mean like to the penny, but senior players, right? And they make whatever they make out of it, a couple of 100 million, 250 million, whatever it is, 300 million quid. Yeah. And they don't invest it back into the team, or some of it. And ENIC sit on their hands again like they did this window. But then what happens? That's what bothers me, that part of it. And I think that's the bit that we can't foresee. Because what's to say they ain't going to sit on their hands? They'd be stupid too. I agree. But they were stupid not to do anything in January. They've been stupid in so many transfer windows over the years. All the false promises, again, Cove. Do we really want to be into that position where we've gone down and we think, right, they've got to do something now. They've got to. Obviously, you know, we're looking at the situation as outsiders, and it's like, you know, they've got to do something now. We're in the Championship. all the so-called top players have gone. Yeah, we've made 300 million. And that's on top of that, all the money they're going to lose in the sponsorship and everything else, the Premier League money. I know we get the parachute payment, but again, there's nothing to say we come straight back up. And I don't think there's nothing to say that Enoch will put the money in. But again, that's just me, Koo. You look, you people are far more sensible than me. I look at it as the fan in the heat of the moment, if you like. And sometimes I need to step back and think to myself and look at it objectively. But that's what scares me, Cove, personally, that they don't do anything and they just let it rot. Be madness to do that, but Joe, I've never bashed the fans. You know that, mate. I wouldn't bash the fans. I am one of them. I am one of them. That's not for me, mate. You know, we're all fans at the end of the day. We're all fans. There we go. Drewler's doing my job for me. Big up to Drewler. Listen, we've just got to the 50 likes. If you haven't, hit the like button. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. And if you haven't subbed and you're in here, please sub up. On the way to 1,000, I think we're 60 odd away. 60 odd away. Thanks, Drewler. How do you know who comes in will be any better? Oh, I don't. Rudolph, I don't know who comes in is any better. None of us do. And the last part of that, I agree with. I agree with that, Rudolph. We need football people, yeah, in and around the hierarchy. People that have been to do with Spurs, not necessarily people that are to do with football. If it's people that are Spurs ex-players that have been at the top of their game and have done a bit of management and whatever else, then, and they know how the club works, then why not get them involved? Joey says he fell out with Graham years ago. We used to be good mates, but I would take 11 of him over every single one of this current lot. Joey, we've said it on here before, haven't we? You've heard us. I love Graham Roberts, mate. Stevie Perriman, all these types of players, they've got bollocks, mate. You know, they put that shirt on and they're proud to put that shirt on. And they give everything. And perhaps that's what I'm waiting to see, Joe. Where I have been used to seeing that over the years when we have been in a struggle. You know, and the men stand up. And perhaps that's from someone. That's what I'm waiting to see. But again, football's changed. Yeah, Perriman, Mabbott, could name them for hours. Absolutely. Marianne says, Enoch, Board, Lange, Vinay, Mackenzie, and whatever their names are, get out of our beloved club. You have destroyed our once proud club to relegation fodder. There you go. Yeah. A committee of ex-players who will make all footballing decisions. Let suits just so. Yeah. Listen, all you lot in there, yeah, that are up there now, you carry on building your hotels, buying this, buying that, do whatever you're doing to make money. Yeah. I don't think anyone, we all go to work to make money, right? Great. Make the money, yeah. But like Coover and Joey have said, have people in the club, yeah, that are football orientated. I 100% agree with that. 100%. I can't. Sorry. Rudolph says, look, it's crystal clear that most other clubs, Sky, the PGMOL, the Premier League, and the public all want Spurs to be relegated, and we've brought this on ourselves. Focus on actions for results. I did once, Daniel, against West Ham, and I haven't since. I will be paying for it once more before the end of the season, just so that I can get to the ground and show me support, I suppose. I don't know. I will be going once more, though, before the end of the season. Definitely. Morning, Keith. Hope you're well, mate. So Stoke will get the all clear as a Spurs polo shirt on, and a Stoke fan came up to me and said, see you next season. We both laughed. Wow. I hope you're well, Keith. I hope you're well, mate. Big up, guys. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks for the raid. Big up to Ghosted. Stephen's in. Big up to you. We do need a clear out of players and staff, Stephen says. You could be right there, Paul. Listen, it's all opinions, man. I'm not falling out with people over football. It's opinions. If you see something that people have got an opinion about and it's different to yours, why wouldn't you challenge it? The same as why wouldn't they challenge yours? They see it from a different perspective. It might be Gaga Land perspective, right? So I'm only joking, Ange. I'm only joking, right? But you have to talk about it, don't you? You have to talk about it. Because if you don't talk about it, you go nuts. You go nuts. Yeah, that's the reality. Therefore, I'll just lie down and take it. There you go. There you go. Stephen's in. Morning to Stephen. This club is toxic from the very top to the bottom. I desperately want us to survive and reset. However, I'm not optimistic, Stephen says. Something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. Where am I? Burke's born and bred. Good morning to you. I hope you're well, sir. I hope the so-called fans who have backed ENIC over the years are happy with the situation we're in. For some reason, they've gone very quiet. There you go. There you go. Big up to you, Burke's born and bred. Nice to see you. Again, if anyone hasn't subscribed, please do. On the march to 1,000. We're getting there very quickly. We want to get there as soon as possible, and then we'll keep banging on with it. Because this channel ain't going out nowhere, because as you well know, that's what we are. Sorry, I'll keep it. It was my little thing that I did the other day. I was all proud of myself because Mark does all this, you see. So I went on there when he weren't about. I thought, well, I'm going to try and do this. And I managed to do it. So, yeah, I'm, you know, little things please little minds, as they say. Oh, dear. Right. Where are we? Hit the likes, everyone. Absolutely, Ange. You tell them. You tell them, Ange. Big up to you, mate. Here's a good question from Keith. Could we beat any top 8 championship team right now? I don't think so, he says. That's interesting, that. Interesting question. Don't know. Probably not. Can't beat anyone at the moment, mate. I think you put a bunch of under 8s out there and they're beat them. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but, you know. 4 home games won't impact concerts. No, that's true, Joe. That's true, to be fair. I think we'll be playing more with the Carling Cup and all that, though, Joe, and everything. And the midweek games, I think pretty much you played, didn't you? Like weekend, weekday, weekend, weekday, with just the odd break in between. I think anyway. I think, you know, with the cup games, but Borodar, Colin, morning, Colin, Cookie. I'm off to see Cardiff v Lincoln, top of the table clash on Saturday. Proper football. What I'll tell you what, you'll laugh, Colin, right? I'll go now and again with me boy. He says, Dad, do you want to go and watch some football now and again? Yeah, all right then. So we've been to Crewe. We went to Crewe because they play a lot of young players, and because he lives there as well. And the other week we went to Stoke. We went to Stoke when they beat whoever it was. I think it was 4 or 5-0, something like that. And you know what? Stoke play better football than us. Honestly, I'm not kidding. You know, you think of Stoke as hoof. When they get it down and play football, they actually play football. Madness. Look at this. Look at this. Leicester in a championship battle, relegation battle. It is crazy, mate. It's crazy. Let's hope so, Stephen. Let's hope so. I'm just, like I say, I'm fed up with looking over my shoulder, mate. I'm fed up with it, but it's a huge game, that. It's a huge game. Yep, absolutely, Keith. We would. Yeah, just because we get relegated don't mean I'm going anywhere. It's our club at the end of the day, isn't it? Whether you're winning everything or you're just crap like we are at the moment. You're not the first to say that, Keith, I'll tell you. You're not the first. I'm just trying to find some. Oh, big up to you, Mr. Williams. Hope you well. Can't see us losing this one. If we do, then we deserve relegation. Players need to start playing for the badge. Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Great comment from the Sporting Journey. You might not be able to impact what's happening on and off the pitch, but you can do something to impact on the ownership. So Tottenham are never in this situation ever again. There you go from Logan. Cookie, yes, mate. Lincoln from League One. Honestly, they play much better football than Spurs currently. I do not want to go down to the Championship. It will be hell and more difficult than people think. And I absolutely agree with that. It will be so difficult in the Championship. It's a different breed of footballer. It really is. Yeah, can you get back to our club, Paul? Have a word with yourself, mate. We need you. We need you, Paul. He says if we don't get a result against Palace, time to panic. No Klinsmann this time round to save us. Yep. And he does, like it or not, Mark. He does have a point. He does. You know, it's not for everyone. I get that. It's not for me personally. But if it did happen and it worked, I'd be the first one in there going, stealth, top geezer, mate. Top geezer. Because I do get what he's saying. I do get it. Yeah, agree with this as well, Kuva. You know, if it had been the other way round, yeah, if we'd have got the creative midfielder in and then you go and get Gallagher, yeah, then it works for me. It works. But, you know, they're asking, he's not a shit player. Honestly, he's not. He's not. He just needs to be played in the right position, like a lot of them. Round pegs, round holes, people. Phil's in. Big up to you, Phil. Big up to Cookmaster. So we have to brown-nose the players who are well paid because their lack of ability, mentality, and most cases, both as there are inconsistency, has put Spurs in a relegation fight. do you say? So many comments here. I've been yapping away like a good one again, and there you go. Coops, that's the point, Cookie. Relegation will mean we can't invest millions again. The club will have to build from grassroots and show a pathway for the youth to step up and maintain it. Yeah, fair play. It's true. Yeah, I get it all, Cove. I do get it. Oh, it's just me, mate, and going down. I can't get my head round it, mate. I just can't get my head round it. There you go. Smash the likes and sub. Absolutely do that. Well, you can order once something's arranged, Sporting, you can always put it out there. As far as getting involved with it, like personally, the best person, and I know he's not involved in YouTube at the moment, he's taking a step back, is Brian Daigle. Maybe Brian, or maybe speak to a Billy at Change for Tottenham. I don't know, and see if he can point in the right direction for it. I mean, I can ask a few questions, Sporting, of people that I don't really know the answer to. I'm sure there is ways that you can get involved, by helping to spread it and all that sort of thing. Because just because you're not there, Spurs fans around the world need to be made aware that the match-going fans, are feeling the same way as a lot of you are, and at least they're trying to do something about it. So in your own way, spreading it, getting it out there, once it's been arranged and you've got the leaflet and you can get a copy of the leaflet, and then you can spread it on your socials and all stuff like that. I think maybe that's where you come into it a little bit more, for the awareness side of it, for the fans, so they know it's going on, rather than reading about it afterwards and going, oh, geez, why didn't I know about that? Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Big up to Stokesy. Morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, John. Something to do with his book, Keith. He wanted to promote his book through Spurs, and they said no. There could have been other stuff. There could have been other stuff, but it was something to do with his book. And that's all I know about it. Lewis says, worst thing for me is that a lot of his Arsenal supporting's friends could see this coming. All my AFC mates have been telling me for 4 years. Get me one too, Ange. Send it DHL. I'll have one of them, please. Nothing like a Tottenham cake. Get in. Mario says, the fact is no one knows what will truly happen if we went down. Don't trust these idiots to do anything right. Saying that I respect everyone's opinions. These owners just need to go. Yeah, agreed. I agree. Sorry if I miss any of your comments, by the way. Big up to Mario. Thank you, Mario. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. Great stuff. Super sticker from Mario there. Appreciate that. Mate, it does my absolute Sweden, Logan. Honestly, I can't tell you what it does to my bonds. Honestly, I don't get headaches, but I've had a few lately. God, dear, oh dear. Yeah, you know, them really tough early FA Cup games where lower league sides are trying to take chunks out of you. There you go. And it'll be so physical, Finn. It'll be so physical. You know, players like Mikey Moore and that, to be fair, he's gone to Rangers, yeah? And even though, you know, the Scottish League is not good at all, he'll have got kicked about up there because they don't take no prisoners up there. So, you know, Spurs did go down. The one bonus would be is Mikey Moore coming back in will probably be ready for the championship because he'd have been getting the shit kicked out of him for the last year. Kudos says, morning to you, mate. I feel like relegation is a hard pill this fan base and club need to swallow. I hate that it has to be that way, but drastic times calls for drastic measures. Maybe it is what it needs, mate. Maybe it is what it needs. Kudos. I just, yeah, like I say, I just struggle with it, mate. I just struggle with it. Paul says he was at the Valley when we relegated Charlton. Never would have dreamed we could end up in the same position. I don't think much. We just take it for granted, Paul, don't we? How can you be winning the Europa League? Do you know what I mean? And then within a season, you could be down. Just to comrade, it's madness, isn't it? To go from where you were, you know, by winning, even though we were still low in the league, but to go from the euphoria of winning that to then carrying on your league season the following season, starting again, and you think they must be thinking to themselves, Jesus, we were 17th last year, and here we go. This time, you know, there is one less team that are crap in the league, and we're fighting for that last place to get relegated. Madness. Absolute madness. Right, I've got to the bottom of the chat. I'm going to say big up to Mario. Really appreciate you, Mario, for the super sticker. Anyone that hasn't subbed, please do. I haven't even looked at the thing. I think we was about 66 away from 1,000. Oh, what have I pressed there? I've pressed something. There we go. What am I doing? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, keep subscribing, keep liking. I don't know what we're doing tonight, if we're doing anything tonight or not. You just have to keep your bells on. Worst ways, we're going to be back tomorrow morning again for the breakfast brunch. But yeah, keep your bells on. If we do something, we'll be on later on this evening. So keep your bells on. Listen, thanks to everyone for being in this morning. Top people. Some great comments. Yeah, I think we've had a really good chat this morning. I don't think maybe we've got anywhere, but we have had a good chat this morning. As usual, you know, you're all top people in here. Love to you all. And as always, see you soon. And come on, you Spurs.
Cookie and the shell.